Let me tell you about the number one ticking time bomb when it comes to aging. But first, let me share a quick story with you. A few months ago, I had a patient in his late 60s. He was sharp, active, and independent. He exercised regularly, ate a balanced diet, and had no major health issues. At least that's what he thought. He came in for a routine checkup, just expecting the usual. Everything looks good, see you next year. But when we dug deeper, we found something neither of us expected. Something that could have changed his life forever. The ticking time bomb was there all along, hiding beneath the surface, waiting to go off. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The number one most dangerous and silent risk of aging. And chances are you might have it too. So he came into my office confident everything was fine. He worked out a few times a week, watched what he ate, heck, he even did yoga. But I noticed something during our conversation. He mentioned feeling winded after going up a flight of stairs, something that had never been a problem before. He laughed it off, said, "Doc, I think I'm getting older." But I wasn't convinced. Therefore, I decided to run a few tests. What we found shocked him. His arteries were silently clogging, restricting blood flow and putting him at high risk of heart disease and stroke. And he had no idea that it's going on. This is what I call the ticking time bomb of aging, arterial stiffness and plaque buildup. So let's break this down scientifically. As we age, our arteries, especially the aorta and other major blood vessels, begin to stiffen. But it's not just the stiffness that is the problem. It is the buildup of atherosclerotic plaque, a mix of cholesterol, fatty deposits, calcium, and cellular waste that sticks to the walls of your arteries. Therefore, your once flexible arteries became rigid and narrow, making it harder for blood to flow smoothly. This condition is called atherosclerosis, and it is the leading cause of heart attacks, strokes, and peripheral artery disease. But the problem is, it is silent. You won't feel it happening. There are no warning signs until one day it ruptures, and that's when disaster strikes. According to CDC, nearly 50% of sudden cardiac death occur with no previous symptoms. It's literally a bomb ticking inside your body. The process usually starts as early as your 20s and 30s. Is that crazy? Tiny amounts of cholesterol start embedding into the arterial walls. At first, your body tries to repair it, covering it with scar tissue. But as time goes on, more deposits accumulate. That's what we call plaque. Therefore, by the time you hit your 50s or 60s, you might have major blockages, but no symptoms. That's why it's called the silent killer. So when the plaque builds up, it doesn't just sit there. It triggers inflammation, sending immune cells rushing to the site. They attack the plaque, causing it to swell and sometimes rupture. But it's not just about inflammation. It is about what follows the inflammation. When the plaque cracks, your body tries to heal it. Therefore, a blood clot forms. And that blood clot gets stuck. It blocks the blood flow to your heart and your brain. But you won't know until it is too late. That's why half of all heart attacks happen with no warning signs at all. You have heard about hypertension before, right? It's called the silent killer for a reason. As your arteries stiffen, your heart has to work harder to pump blood. But the increased pressure damages the arterial wall, causing it to form plaque and make it even more worse. Therefore, high blood pressure speeds up the ticking clock, bringing up closer to that critical point of rupture. You know what's the scary part? The scary part that most people don't even feel symptoms until the damage is done. That's why regular monitoring is crucial. Now, certain habits can speed up the clock on this ticking bomb. Number one, smoking can cause damage of the arterial lining, accelerating plaque buildup. Number two, high sugar and processed foods increases inflammation and fat deposits. Number three, sedentary lifestyle reduces circulation, worsening arterial stiffness. But it's not too late. Making changes now can literally stop the clock on arterial damage. Therefore, if you smoke, sit for a long period of time, or eat a high sugar diet, it's time to rethink those choices. Here's the part that many people overlook. You can actually detect this time bomb before it goes off by coronary calcium score. This simple scan can show the amount of calcium in your arteries, an indicator of plaque buildup. Number two, carotid ultrasound detects the narrowing of arteries in your neck, which is a major risk factor for stroke. Number three is advanced lipid testing. Goes beyond regular cholesterol tests to check for lipoprotein A, which can clog arteries faster. But you have to ask for these tests. They are not always routine. Therefore, if you are over 40, and especially if you have family history of heart disease, ask your doctor. It could save your life. So back to my patient. We ran a coronary calcium score scan and it showed significant plaque buildup, enough to be dangerous. He was stunned. He worked out, ate right, and didn't smoke. But it is. The ticking time bomb hidden for a year. But here's the good news. We caught it early. He started a targeted regimen of lifestyle changes, more cardio, a heart-healthy diet, and medications to reduce inflammation and plaque buildup. Therefore, 3 months later, he was stronger, his blood pressure was down, and his risk of a heart attack had dramatically decreased. That's the power of knowing. So what's the takeaway? Arterial stiffness and plaque buildup are the number one ticking time bomb of aging. But the good news is you can catch it before it explodes. Therefore, don't wait until symptoms appear. By then, it's often too late. Get checked, understand your risks, and make the changes now. If you want to learn how to defuse the ticking time bombs of aging, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives right here on Dr. Noni's Power Lab. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and protect your health before it's too late. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.